We're working out in the bateys, running clinics.
Clinics were very busy, to say the least, and probably could have been busier had we not put some limits on that. Things were more than just checkups. Some of the people were sick and had some serious problems. I'm not sure that they would have gotten care, at least as early as they did, if that clinic wasn't set up. They might have eventually made it to a hospital. Maybe some of them would have waited until it was too late.
Yeah, and the diversity of patients that we saw in the clinic, in all of the clinics, the 4 days that we did clinics, was very challenging, from well children and well adults to common abdominal complaints and allergies and fever and some heart complaints, as well as your common medical illnesses like diabetes and hypertension. And realizing that we were really the primary care for this group of patients for the 1 month that Orphanage Outreach does health clinics made you feel like you had to really take care of as much as you could in one visit.
I think it stands out in probably everyone's mind, just the intensity, the desire of the patients to be seen. We really wanted to see every single one of them, try to get set up as early as possible, be as efficient as possible so we could see everyone, serve everyone. Every day at the end of the day was really emotional for us because you've just seen hundreds of people, look them right in the eye, really touch them figuratively and literally, and then to come out and you see where they live, their home, the animals in the area. We won't forget everything, just what we saw, could hear, could smell, and just how the air felt even. And to be there and you'd stand there and realize as we're packing up, wow, I can't believe it's time to go already. In some way you didn't want to leave. And we were in tears every time at the end of the day, like you're happy but you're sad and have a mix of emotions. But we always left, I think, saying a prayer.
This is my first medical trip, and after this, experience this whole week, it's just, I wanted to do this every year.
One thing with this mission that's unique is there are families, and that has been a joy. I love that. And the families, they're just a role model for what you wish every family was like. And the kids were far beyond in years what they were doing, their hearts. They were so smart and so helpful, so genuine.
If I had to say one highlight was just how the whole group kind of took over and enabled our kids to become useful and effective at doing whatever it was that they needed to do, from being a transport person or record keeper or screening with blood pressures and blood sugars, and being a pharmacist at 11 years of age was pretty interesting to see, and just seeing how proud our kids are of the things that they did was pretty satisfying.
It was very empowering, just knowing that our kids worked so hard and gave so much and learned so much and worked so well with the college students.
And
I think that was
awesome. They realized that they can do things. It doesn't matter how old you are, you can do things and help.
I think the bateys were all equally interesting because they were so different. Like, despite the fact that they were relatively near each other, the types of patients that we saw at different bateys was different, and so it just led to an interesting mix and interesting challenge with each day being a little bit different. One of the highlights was just the teamwork of the large group of pre-med students, dental students, dentists, physicians, and although we didn't directly work with the social workers, there was just a kind of total sense of teamwork, and everybody worked hard and everybody gave it their best.
The teamwork by this diverse group of people, just to see everybody come together for this purpose and make it work. Just seeing everybody mobilize and move out and make this kind of MASH unit was really impressive.
One of the best things I think about this mission in particular was having a lot of learners with me. I really enjoyed that. We had all different levels, from the almost independent nurse practitioner to pre-medical college students, and I just loved everybody's enthusiasm. Really just thirst for knowledge and asking me all kinds of questions and wanting to learn how to give injections and wanting to learn how to dip urines and wanting me to point out any physical findings. It was just such a great opportunity, and the patients here were, of course, more than happy to have 20 pairs of hands on their bellies, or I think about all the pregnant women we saw, and they were just very patient, and they were just there to be treated, and they wanted to hear our advice, and it was just wonderful to sort of have such cooperative patients and have such enthusiastic learners with us. It was such a great mix.
Well, it's been a great experience, and I would recommend it to anyone. I'm trying to figure out how to bring some residents down here next year.
Yes. I think for me it's always perspective. To be fortunate enough to have a skill that you can not only share with others but help others, I think is such a gift for me. And every time I have a trip like this, it's just a perspective that you take back, that we live with so much that we really don't need. And we're not happy, and yet people here have nothing and they're just so happy. And I think that it's so important to have that perspective and to sort of recall that perspective, in your day-to-day life when things get stressful or things get frustrating. And
just that it's in your heart forever. I can never forget. It's in your mind. It's something you probably think about every day of your life at some point during the day.
I think that's so true, that when you see what people are capable of when they just are given a little bit of opportunity, a little bit of knowledge about any one thing, just how much it releases their abilities and how much it allows them to go one step further.
Every year I do this, it's a renewed perspective on what's really important in life and why I'm here on this planet. It's just to help people and try not to complain when I'm home.